All right. Hey. Good morning. Is this on? Is this on? Let me check. Hold on. Check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yes. I think we're live. Hold on. Just validating. This YouTube stuff is still new. Yeah. There we are. Nice. Good morning. It's 7:55 here. And it's time to work on the game. I'm going to work on our game called Far North. And we tried implementing a screenshot system last stream. And I realized the way we did it, we didn't catch high resolution screenshots. So what I decided is that we're going to do this once again. And this time I'm going to show you how to do it with actually using high screen resolution. So let me switch over here to Unity. Here we go. Actually, before I do that, let me quickly remind you that we're making a game called Far North. You can wishlist it on Steam. You should wishlist it on Steam. It's a procedural open world survival game with dynamically changing seasons, meaning that as the seasons change in the game, the challenges change with it. So you might have colder temperatures, you know, it's hard to maintain warm, landscape change a little bit, food resources are more scarce, all these kind of things. So it's a very, very fun game, and you should wishlist it and see when it gets out. We're actually planning to release it on itch as in pre-alpha, so that you can really be part of it as we kind of go along, because we feel that building a community is very important for this type of game. Worth noting, it's also multiplayer, so you can play it with your friends. On that note, let me focus on the thing that we're doing today. So this is what we did last time. We ended up with this simple thing, just using the Unity built-in screen capture. The problem with that is that it actually just captures the current resolution. So if you're playing in windowed and you're taking a screenshot, it's actually going to be a lower resolution, which I figured is a little unfortunate. So yeah, so that's why we're gonna try to do this the right way this time. And I'm also gonna use our actual input system, which is nice. I might not have the best track of the chat today, so if you're new, welcome. I'm gonna get better at this as we go along. I streamed at Twitch before, but YouTube is a little different. So we'll see how this goes. All right, anyways, so first things first, we know we need a target resolution that we don't always want to capture. So I know I can make a private constant integer, which is target width, and that should be 1920 in this case. And then we have a private const integer target height. That's gonna be 1920, 1080, just basic high resolution stuff. Step 1 is done. We can use this key code stuff for now. That's totally fine. We set up so that we just format the current date, which is also fine. That gives us a good unique file name. So it's a bit special when I was starting to do it, and then I kind of changed my mind, and now I'm changing it back on how we want to do things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually render everything, render the screen to a render texture of a set size, which is gonna help us render, instead of the camera rendering to the screen, we're rendering to a texture with a set size. So it's kind of the same thing as rendering to the screen, but you're actually capturing it in a texture, and then we can take that render texture, capture that in an actual 2D texture, and then we can encode that into a PNG, and then we just save those bytes into an actual folder, and then we get the screenshot. That's basically the flow. So I'm gonna try to take you through it. I haven't actually tried this out. This is just kind of my plan for it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a render texture. So new render texture, and we're gonna set the width and the target height. And then we have a depth buffer. Okay, we need the stencil buffer support. I don't know what the difference is between 24 and 32. So let's try 32, why not? Seems like a higher thing to do. And step 2 here, we will assign this to the camera. So I'm gonna always put this on the camera so I can actually say, let's set a required component here to make sure, type of camera. I guess I don't need to do this. You know what? It's better that it fails in a good way. So let's do this. Private void awake. So in our awake method, we're just gonna capture the camera. Sorry, cam equals nothing actually, like that. Also, to follow the correct conventions, since it's a constant, they should be they should start with a capital letter. There we go. All right, so the camera is just going to be get components type of camera, like that. So now it's just going to be a nice way to fail. So if we're trying to get it and it crashes because it's null, then at least it's very clear. Otherwise, if I use the add component, we would actually add a camera component if it's missing, which is kind of not good. Better to fail. All right, so let's do the camera, and we're gonna assign the target texture, which is the render texture. And now I think we can also create the actual screenshot texture. New 2D texture 2D is the real one, like that. And once again, we'll assign target width, target height, save that. I should probably add the format, right? Let's see. Yeah, so texture format. RGB something probably. Yeah. RGBA 32 makes sense. Bits per channel, So I suspect this might be a reason why we don't need this. You see, this is RGB 24. So maybe 24 is better. And now I guess I need to add one more overloaded. Yeah, MIP. We don't need a MIP chain, which is just let's do 24 then, because of that. Then we have the same target. Is my way of thinking. All right, sweet. So now we have the render texture, we have set the target, we have the screenshot texture. Now we want to just do one render. So we can do just cam.render. Is it? Hold on. We're lagging a bit. I'm hoping we don't lag, but we'll see. We'll see. It might just be me or the editor for some reason. All right, camera, render, perfect. And I'm not sure the next step immediately. I guess we did that. I guess we can just do the screenshot potentially at this point. We can just take the screenshot because we rendered everything into the render texture. So if we do read pixels, it's gonna read from the screen or the render texture. As you can see here, reads pixels from the current render target, which is the screen or the render texture, and writes them to the texture. So what we did now is we're actually rendering to a specific set, which is the render texture, which is, you know, our set resolution, and that's how we get the correct resolution, rather than taking the renderer or the resolution from the actual screen. So now we can just read it, which is a new rect. I'll go from 0, 0, so position, no. Yes, it's top left corner, and then we're gonna go all the way to I guess it's the same, but let's use the render texture width and the render texture depth, height, I mean. We don't need to calculate maps. Did I do something wrong here? Screenshot, read pixels, new rectangle. Let's see. What seems to be the issue? New rect. Read pixels. Hold on. Read pixels. Yeah, source. Should be good. Read pixels. We're doing X, Y. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's see this. Okay. So we're doing. Is it because we're doing? Are we doing vector zeros or like vectors? Vector 2.0. Let's see if that's the issue. Oh, it does. Okay, sure. So we'll do a new vector 2 instead using the render texture. Maybe we can just do the actual texture. So screenshot width screenshot height. And we'll not pass that in. We'll pass in destination 0, 0. Same thing, right? Looks good. Perfect. So now we read the pixels, which means that the screenshot actually has the image saved. And that's going to help us. And now we can do we can get bytes. We're gonna encode these. So bytes. We're gonna do screenshot encode to PNG. So now we have the bytes of everything, and we need to save it. So we need to compose a file name again, and we already have the file name, which is get datetime format. We're gonna add, actually, we're gonna do this. What we're doing now is we're making it a string instead, because we need to add .png. It's just a nice way of in a string accessing code. So now we have a file name. I think technically we can, I think it's important that we camera.target texture is null, because otherwise we're still rendering to the target texture, which we don't want to do, because we're done, and we can even destroy it, I guess. Like that. Just to make sure that it doesn't linger in memory. All right, so now we have the bytes, we have the file name, now we need the path. And I guess we won't, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure how to get I'm gonna have to Google this. So Unity, get folder path. Get install folder path, basically. Right. Right, it's application.application path. So so what we're gonna do is we'll do another one just for clarity here, and we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna create a path, which is application.application. Is that not true? I thought it was. Okay. Let me see what we have here. If I do path. Oh, okay. Data path, apparently. So data path. And we'll add a new directory, which is screenshots, just to make it more clear. And now we need to do IO. Is it directory? It is, I think. Just need to get the correct one, which is system IO directory. Exist. There's a check. Exists. pass in the path. There we go. So now we can do this. So if the directory does not exist, we'll make one directory. Create directory. And we'll do path. Now we're just making sure to create it, right? So if it didn't exist, we're just gonna make it. Clean that up a little bit. And now we just need to encode it. Or rather, we need to actually save it to disk, which we can do by doing file.write all bytes. And we pass in the path. We'll just do this again. And we'll do the path. Interesting. Oh yeah, no, it's correct. So we do the path and do the slash, and then we include a file name. So now we're making sure that we're creating the file there, and we just pass in the bytes. And that's it. That should be good. Let's switch over to Unity, see how it works. Unity being quick and fast is easy. Always nice to work with, for sure. There we go. All right. So let's just, did we put it on the camera here? Let's see. Yeah, so we have the screenshot manager here. That's good enough for me. Press play. By the way, if you haven't already, you should join our Discord as well. FarNorth Games, I'm gonna add it in the description later, so you can join it. But you can also find it, I think, if you just check on YouTube, we have the links for that, so that should be possible as well. Unity is being painfully slow as it is. All right, there we go. Let's stick to the correct aspect ratio and just, so now this is the actual game window, so this is kind of equivalent to it being very minimized. So if we take a screenshot now, which is I think P, all right, something happened. Call render picture from system while not inside the drawing frame. Interesting. All right, so attempting to render pixel outside of render texture bounds. That means we didn't manage to bind it as I thought we did. So we're rendering. We render and we read the pixels. Maybe I do need to. I know there's a render texture dot something dot active. I think you can do this instead. Graphics dot set render targets, and we'll pass in the render texture. Let me check. Hello, Unity documentation. Set the current render target, yeah. I wonder if I have to... I wonder if I have to remove it in some way after, probably. I think this is okay. So we set that, we read the pixels, and now we can do graph. Oh, oops. Graphics dot set render target to null, just to make sure that it's empty again. See if that did the trick. Maybe. Just being always so quick and easy. All right, here we go. Oh, we really need to look into Unity's. It's become slower and slower, I feel like. All right, here we go. Let's play. See what happens. I haven't really decided how we're gonna do this with the format yet for the streams. I'm not sure if we want to like do small streams and small segments when I know what I want to do, to like minimize the thing where I'm just kind of idling a lot if we're doing a lot of code. It's a lot of volume. Well, there we go. Sorry. But we'll see. All right, let's see if it works. Ah, no errors, no errors. That's always good. So let's see. Did we get a screenshot folder? We did not. We did not. Interesting. So, but I did manage to save something, which means I'm not sure where it went. Let's debug it and find out. We can just go from here. Oh, it did reserialize. I noticed the name. So somewhere here there's a thing. You know, we can be a little sneaky about it and check our versioning. Maybe, except we have a lot of versioning. Not too bad, but still. Assets. Ah, assets. Screenshot. See, that's not a good place to put it, because that means it's gonna get included. And it also, oh, okay, so that's the first attempt. This is the second. Okay, so it did manage to capture it. What it didn't manage is to capture the terrain for some reason. So that's an interesting issue. But we need to figure out why we're getting this part as well. You know what? Maybe we can do this. It's a bit sneaky. Just is it screen capture? Yeah, and then we'll do the capture screenshot. I didn't see it. This is interesting. Capture into render texture. This might be interesting, both of these, but I still suspect that it's gonna grab the existing screen size and just try to cram it in there. I might be wrong, but you know, let's go here. I'm just gonna try to see if there is some way to figure out what we're doing. No, it's not. There's not. I need to figure out how to actually get like the installed path or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it is application path, honestly. So I'm gonna Google that. Ah, no, you know what? Actually, never mind. Of course. I'm dumb. All right. So we're getting the data path. All we have to do is backtrack. Right? That's it. That's all we have to do. So let's just backtrack. Which is ... like that. I think that's it. That should be enough for us. What I'm not sure about is why we don't include our textures. I'm not sure what that problem is, or why that's a problem. One step at a time, I guess. Press play, see if that works. If it works, progress at least. All right, let's see. Press P. Should be good. And now we should have a new folder. Yeah, there you go. So let me go back and just remove this old screenshots folder. And I had maybe not. No, never mind. I was gonna say I had an epiphany why it didn't work. And I was thinking it's because it got like I was thinking that the reason was that the grass was applied to you know, in a different update, but it's not. I think the issue is because we're rendering with instanced indirect. I'm gonna see if I can Google this and find a reason. But it works. Usually, if you're not doing any magic rendering stuff like we're doing with the game, we're using a render technique called instanced indirect, which basically offloads rendering to the GPU. And we do this for all the vegetation, at least most of it, as a way to just make it run smoother, basically. Because otherwise we're bottlenecking the CPU so much because we're doing procedural generation. It's going to lag a lot when it's switching train. It's going to have so much to process. So this way is a way for us to offload all that rendering. But I guess doing that also means we have issues doing screen captures in this case. And we're using an asset called GPU-I for that, by the way. Let's just see what we can, like, can we capture something? let's just see if we can, like, probably people have had kind of the same issues. GPU instancer. Let's see here. Yeah, exactly. Instance objects are not getting using this. Okay. Capture screenshot as I recommend using from as after frame rendering has ended. Yeah, but like when is that? Works? Missing rendered. Fascinating. So in that case, it means that the issue is kind of similar to what I was saying. Okay, sure. We can offload it. No problem. So I guess the problem is that we're capturing it at the wrong time, so we're not getting the textures. So let's put it in the. Let's turn this off. Let's go here. Not sure if we do it late update or whatever we do, but let's do private IEnumerable. I think that's the one. I never learned this. I worked with Unity for like 7 years, but I still never remember which one I want to use for coroutines. Capture screenshot. Turn new weight frame. Wait for end of frame. This is not how we do it. You see, I never learned this. So this means IEnumerator. No? Oh wait. We need to yield. That's why. Is that it? Oh no, I pressed the bad button. There we go. Sorry, it just popped up. Did I do? I just want IEnumerator. Yeah, IEnumerator. That's what I had a feeling. All right, so yield return, wait for end of frame, and then we just do this. Literally the entire thing. All right, capture screenshots. That's it. Start coroutine. Don't sweat it. If that works. We might want to move it from late updates to update again. I don't know. We'll see. Because I'm thinking maybe for some reason it's not being applied at the correct time. Or maybe it is. We'll see. Maybe. But yeah, if you have input on what you would like to see on a stream, we're all like, I'm all ears. Like I mentioned, it's been a while since I streamed. I want to try to make the format more interesting. I'd rather, before this, I usually did way longer streams, probably like 2-3 hour streams. But I'm not sure that's the best way to do things, just because of the reason that there's a lot of downtime. Even now, there's a lot of downtime that's probably not that interesting for you. I might be wrong. Some people loved it, some people didn't, but we'll see. So any feedback is always appreciated, just FYI. All right, let's try to capture this one. All right, screenshots. Hey, see? Nice. Success, success. This looks good. I'm seeing one more issue, is that we don't include the UI. That's a bit of an issue. It's nice to be able to skip it, but we want to include it as well. So I'm gonna look for that as well. Unity screenshots include UI, or include canvas, honestly. Yeah, capture screenshots and the UI. Oh, here they're doing very similar things to what I'm doing. They do active instead. I think that's the equivalent. It's kind of the same thing. They're doing some things where they do multi-access. This is a bad thing to do, but honestly, for this tiny segment they're doing it, it's not really going to affect you because it's not being applied every frame. Doesn't really matter. Just, you know, good to keep in mind. Normal screen space mode of the UI not running on camera, so we'll not get it with render texture. You need to set canvas mode to screen space camera and capture that camera render texture separately and then combine the UI via built-in custom shader, for example. An alternative often is you do not need just one specific camera. UI is application capture screenshot. It's the same thing. This doesn't really help. I would really... Yeah, no, that's not useful in reality. I would prefer not to switch it over as well. I can do that. It's just not amazing. Because this is overlay. If I put it to camera, we might get some weird shit. And now I would need to combine these guys. So I feel like that's the next level thing to do, honestly. Potentially. Or maybe this is fine, actually, and I can just put the camera in here. Plane distance, don't know. Pixel perfect. Interesting. See, this is the problem with... let me just see what happens. Yeah, nothing. Overlay. Sorting layer. No clue about this, honestly. But it's not working as I would expect it to work. As it's very clear it doesn't work. I know there's ways, but yeah, no, we can see it's not. Ah, there was. Interesting enough. It's a very specific. Oh, okay. 0, so 1, basically. So dumb. All right, let me see. Overlay. Camera. See, it does make it a bit weird. You see all this resolution changes. Should be 1. Come on. There you go. Camera. You see, it changes a little bit. And I don't think changing this changes anything, right? No, it doesn't. Pixel Perfect also doesn't change anything. Ordering layer doesn't change anything really. This also doesn't change anything. Just interesting to see. I mean, we could probably get away with this. Overlay, sort order 18. Did I move that? I did. That should be 0. 1, I guess. Never mind. Come on. There you go. For the love of me, I don't know why they made it so that you can actually select it. But it is what it is. All right. So. Let's see if it works. Just having the camera. I'm pressing P. It's going to be interesting. I guess we didn't manage to capture anything. No? Nothing? We're not capturing stuff. Did it stop working? Now that's interesting. Is it because of the camera? No, it just decided not to work. Interesting. We do have the screenshot manager, so we should be good. Was it not P? It is, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, you know what? I wonder if there's something with a coroutine. Might be it. I might need to yield return. No. Is it null or is it true? Does it matter? I rarely remember like the proper commands for things. This is just me speculating, by the way. I'm not sure if that's a problem or not, but it could be. Definitely could be. Let's play. See what happens. Amazing when Unity compiles 40 seconds to press play to do one tiny thing. All right, let's see. Did we capture a new screenshot? We didn't, which is so interesting. Yeah, no, it still works. Oops. This is fascinating. Why did you stop working? This is wild. Oh, it straight up stopped working. Let's see what happens. Is it having trouble catching the input key down? Because it's in a late update? Is that it? Could that be the problem? I'm thinking it might be, actually. I have some trouble believing that, but very interesting. Might be an issue because it didn't capture anything this time. What it just baffles me that it worked before. It didn't do anything new, right? Except for this thing, which I just did later because reasons. We should be good. Should be good. Always interesting when things stop working. Let's just see. Once again, worth mentioning, you can wishlist our game Far North on Steam. We have around 13,200 wish lists, maybe a little bit more, 300 perhaps. And yeah, just getting wish lists is always very useful for us because it's our main way to gauge interest and gauge how successful it has the potential to be on Steam. All right. No, it doesn't work. Wild. Did I do something? So weird. I don't think I did anything. Yeah, I don't think it did. I didn't do anything that I don't do otherwise. So interesting. Of course, this is gonna say no. This is typical Unity things, you know? I'm super curious why the system decided to stop working. Unity? Why are you being like this? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. The funny thing, usually it's such a super obvious thing, like this or that. Well, whoa. I'm trying to think what I did that just made it stop working. But I mean, on that note, I can might as well. All right, so that it is what it is. Meaning at least that I can actually add our actual input. So we have crafting, gameplay, and stuff. So I'm gonna make another one. And this is, I'm gonna call this action map. however you named things. Cannot for the life of me remember that either. I'm gonna add a binding. Actually, one is enough. Path. F2. This is what we did, right? Yeah. It is. Button like that. And our first spam has arrived. How do we destroy this? We get to learn in real time. Love it. Hold your phones. Let's see. All right. Can I be a good administrator here? Yes. Report. Horrible shit. It's been reported, and now can we? Okay, interesting. We can put a user in timeout, but we can't. Can we just not hide user? I guess. Okay, that's good. It's a bit unclear. I want to ban some spam, but I guess we're not gonna get to do that. But that's fine. It's gone. That's the important part. A little confused why I'm not able to name this. Feel like maybe Unity is being a little weird, but I'm not getting any of the namings here. I feel like we used to get that, right? I'm not wrong on that. Am I? Is Unity being Unity again? This is a problem with working with this editor. It's a little inconsistent, you know. Do I have to save it? That would be silly. Google, here I come. Unity. Sorry, incorrect. Come on, man. Unity. Rename. Action map. I have a feeling it's just the editor being weird. I feel like this should be the way. But with so many things, Unity, it's not working as it should. This is probably a known issue, so input system cannot rename action maps. So let's see, create an action. I think my editor is honestly, it might be a little bugged out. I'm gonna try closing this. See what happens. It's got a lot of stuff. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna close Unity. It's doing weird things. And when in doubt, restart, honestly. When in doubt, restart Unity. Because things got very strange, considering that we couldn't even, like, our input didn't work as it should, which makes me think maybe something got very broken. So we'll see if there's a difference doing this stuff. But at least we have screenshots working. From a technical standpoint, it does what it's supposed to do, which is good. But we'll see. I think 1080p is probably a good resolution in general as well, I believe. Looks like it's gonna import for a good while, which makes me think something is potentially broken, actually. So we'll see how things goes. So I think maybe just doing this restart is gonna make it fix itself. We'll see. Hard to say before we get there. One step at a time. Also, I think I'm gonna scale out my window because I feel like it's a little too narrow. I think if I just scale this a bit better, like if you see, like, you know, I don't have room for my hands to express, and usually I try to express, like, for you guys, things like, oh, this, that, whatever, but my hands disappear. So I think I'm gonna decrease the actual scale, probably. We really need to update our Steam page as well. It's not really up to date anymore. We did, like, I love this skybox, but it had issues because this was in a different render pipeline. We made a switch for performance reasons. So yeah, we'll see how things goes. I'm gonna have to update. This is actually a perfect reason to do this because I can use this to actually capture screenshots in the game, which is good. Like I mentioned, I wish we had this skybox still, but we can't have it using URP. I mean, we that's a lie. We can have it, but it came with a lot of unnecessary things. It was like a hybrid. I built that skybox and the shaders for it, but I merged it with another kind of environmental pack, which it was a bit messy. Honestly, it was very messy. Snow looks way better though. It's slightly broken still from our conversion, but it's better. And like this, our new system is so much better. We have actual fog that works much better. What I was really proud of was how the sun and the moon looked in these. It looked perfect, exactly as I wanted. The new system we're using, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't have that glow to it. But I also haven't spent time fixing that, so I'm pretty sure we can actually get closer to what it was. But yeah, for now it's not like that. All right, we're getting some. Yeah, I know. All right, can I rename you? When in doubt, restart Unity. I told you so. I told you. All right, utility. I think that's a pretty good name because it's like utility things, and this action is actually a screenshot. I think F2 is a good button to use. Probably. I can't remember exactly some of the things. Keyboard and mouse. Yes, yes, yes. We'll do that and we will save this asset. So what I'm gonna do now is like that. You can probably ignore the old stuff. This probably works fantastic. Late update. It's just that Unity decided to have a meltdown. That's my assumption. Let's validate. Maybe let's validate it before I conclude that that's the reason. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain. Come on, Unity. You can do it. All right, let's see. I guess a big issue. I mean, a big issue we have here is that we have a lot of assets because we prototyped a lot. So we have a lot of prototype assets and like dependencies on different assets that we're not really using and stuff like that. So that's probably why it's loading so slowly. But I don't want to remove them because that might remove other things. I'm not at that stage yet because we're still using things. All right. Yay, it works. Yeah, so that's a new kind of bug. That's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, this worked. I think the resolution is accurate, right? Let me see. Properties, details. Yeah, 1920, 1080. Because I don't want to capture too large screenshots because then people can upload them on Discord and things like that. I'm not sure what the best target size is. Probably 1920, 1080, like I said. But we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna do this quick thing now. So I'm gonna switch over to the new input manager. So we have this input reader here, right? And I'm gonna make a public event. This is how we do things. We kind of use the existing input manager and then we wrap it with our own system. And we do that just as a way to disable and enable things that we listen to. So, because we want to turn off gameplay, movements, inputs when we're switching to a menu and things like that. That's kind of the reason we do this. Screenshot events. delegate. Like that. Game input is what we're using, yes. And we're gonna extend the new thing, which is game input dot utility building. Right. Utility actions. Yes. Now we're gonna import it. Just gonna take this. How did I move an entire method? Yeah, like this. All right. So this is like nice shorthand keys for you to remember. Like if you use default writer, Control Shift moves an entire method. So it jumps method by method, which is kind of a clean way to do things. Right there. And if we do f context performed, so once that's just kind of the equivalent to on button pressed. We'll do a screenshot event. And if there's anyone subscribing to it, we'll just do that. And we will do it here. So rather than using this late update thing, we might actually want to do it still. We'll see. I think maybe because it's a coroutine, we might get away with it. I'm not sure. We might. So let's do on enable. We'll do game manager dot input and instance. I'm gonna start wrapping this up, but maybe we're able to do this first. Input. Oh wait, we switched. So now we actually have input manager. Instance, which is that's nice. And we do reader game input not true. We do screenshot event. That reminds me, for the game, for the input reader, should it be? It should be, right, okay, yeah. Right, I forgot to do the rest of the things, which is, when you toggle things, you disable things. So in this case, game input utility. If we're disabling all input, we're disabling all input. Reset listeners, we're gonna do that as well. Screenshot event. So when we're enabling, we're also game input dot utility set callbacks with this instance. I think that's should be pretty much it, right? Here we have some more advanced functions, but in general, yeah, that's pretty much it. Some unused import, but that's fine. What's up, Tom? Are you using screen capture screenshot? No, because I want to. I'm not doing it because I did it at first, but then I changed my mind because doing that would make it so that we actually capture whatever view resolution that we have. So if we're in a screen, like if we're in a small window mode or whatever, or a high resolution, whatever, it's going to capture that view, and that it's going to be the set resolution. I want it to be consistent, which is why I'm doing this way, which is rendering the camera to the render texture and then creating a screenshot using that render texture instead, getting us the resolution we always want. That's a nice way to make it consistent so that you don't get like all these different kind of resolutions, which isn't very nice. There is a supersize parameter that lets you scale the resolution. The problem with the supersize is that it only scales it. It's not consistent because you scale by integers, and also it doesn't actually increase the resolution. You just supersize it, which means you literally magnify it. You don't get more pixels. At least that's how I understand it. So let's do this, and let's just do private void trigger screenshot like that, and we just do this. Can remove that. Trigger screenshot that. You of course are expected to be an event which is taking something. Is that your issue here? No, it's because it needs to be equal. And then I'm gonna be yeah, but it doesn't have to be whole numbers and it'll multiple resolution. Yeah, exactly. But I want it to be consistent, because I feel like that's an important part. If people are doing screenshots in game, they at least want it to be consistent, because people won't kind of realize maybe before it's too late, and that's just going to be annoying. Also, another drawback with that is if you're in high resolution, if you play with high resolution and you take screenshots and you want to do like, oh, I want to share this on Discord or whatever, and your screenshot is like 10 megabytes, I don't think you're going to be able to upload that to Discord, because Discord has like a 4 megabyte limit or something. I'm not sure what. Does your implementation capture UI as well? I tried. You think you tried something similar at some point and had an issue with not including UI in the screenshot? Yes, that's exactly what I just ran into. And I'm gonna see how I can figure it out. There's like, I think Discord is 8 megabytes. Yeah, but if you capture a 2K or 4K image, I think a 4K image usually is around 11. I think. So that's like, you immediately see the drawback of it. The way I'm gonna probably fix, they increased it recently? Nice. Sure, it's not just for pro users or whatever you want to call it. All right, that should be good. It should be good. But yes, I don't have, it's not able to capture the UI right now. I'm gonna have to look into how to do that. I had one thought, which was basically that I can switch the canvas into being rendered to the camera. It's gonna change it a little. It's gonna look a little weird, so it's not this resolution, or like it's not the solution I want. But that could be an option, I think. We'll see. Increase the nitro limit for sure. Yeah, maybe. Would be nice, would make sense. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see if it works. I haven't touched input stuff in months, so I don't remember exactly how it worked and if it works. We'll see. Need to get a haircut. Jesus, so much hair. How are you, Tom? How's things going? Are you making any new videos? It's been a while. Oh, you see, it's sad. Why though? Why are you sad? Let's see if it's sad if I disable it. Probably gonna be sad once. That's fine. But are you gonna complain twice? That's the real question. You are. Interesting. Why? We have the base input manager, which is singleton. The base input manager. Okay. Maybe I need to access the... It's interesting. Input reader. Mark recently changed this, and I'm seeing 2 input managers, and I'm like, which one do I trust? Base input reader. I guess it's very confusing. Very confusing. It's been too long, yeah. You got one in the works, just had a lot going on recently. Yeah. 25 megabit limit now if Reddit post is legit. Ooh, nice. Not bad. Well, my point still stands with being consistent, but that also means that maybe I can switch it to take 2K resolution instead. Kind of like that. It's like that would probably be my preferred resolution. Hey, Adriano. I see you skulking somewhere in the dark. Definitely gives you more room. Yeah, for sure. Probably would be nice. Wait, we have dual. Oh, ooh, it's not good. It's not good at all. Why are we not using the... It's not the input manager we deserve. Let me see. Input manager. Input reader. I'm just... Let's see if that changes things. You know, it might be that Mark made it so that it... yeah. That the base input manager is in the main menu, and then the input reader is in the other menu. I don't know why, but there's probably a reason. All right, let's see if it works. And no complaint now. F2. Also no success. Yeah, it's not registering. You could also have an option to change the screenshot resolution, but that would obviously take more work. Yeah, I was considering that as well. It would be easy to put it in later. Put it in what do you call it? Just the settings menu. Right now our settings is trash with a big T, and very broken. There we go. Doesn't look good. It looks basic, boring, whatever. But it works. We'll get there. We need to input like key mappings as well here. We just have sensitivity so far. Maybe a drop down. Yeah, a drop down would be nice. True. Yeah, could work well. Could work. I agree. But I think this is probably where I'm gonna stop. I think I'm just gonna have to look into everything. Let me jump into the game, maybe. People haven't really seen it in a good long while. But maybe I'll... yeah, we'll see. Oh, an error. Backpack on enable and disable. You know what? This is probably because I was messing around with the input stuff in the main menu. Maybe I'll just play for a few seconds. Like the loading screen? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I like it too. It's pretty smooth. It's convenient. Ooh, let me see if I can get the camera here. Player camera. I'm just gonna see if I can tack on the screenshot manager here. I didn't break. Let me see if I can capture this. Oh right, I forgot I hooked up screenshot. to F2. So we're gonna get conflicting things. This is totally a utility thing. Where did we put the submit feedback? Should probably not be here. Well, it is what it is. I instinctively put it in F2 because Minecraft is in F, like we used F2 for screenshots in Minecraft. And I was kind of broken because I was just kind of automatically assuming I wanted to do the same thing there. So F1 hides the UI, F2 takes a screenshot in game. Of course, now we don't need to hide the UI, but yeah. It is what it is. I guess I get to change it. But let me open up and run through the game for a few short seconds for anyone that hasn't seen it in quite a while. There's been some more updates and fixes, but I didn't make that build yet. So let me see, work. Let me stop the music. There we go. Just gonna be a tiny, just flying through things quickly, and then I'm gonna stop. I should have eaten breakfast like half an hour ago or something. We need to switch the icon, by the way. We're still using the default Unity icon for some reason. All right, there we go. I hate that I can't get rid of the. There we go. All right. Probably need to increase volume. Audio. Like that. Oh, sometimes when I talk quieter than normal, the volume drops super low. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to calibrate it. It's the gain on the microphone when I move away or when I talk a bit less loud. So I guess I need to increase the gain a little bit more and make it just limit it. Probably the reason. But thanks for letting me know. Almost like your mic applies the gain based on how loud the bass sound is. Ooh, you know what? It might also be I'm using NVIDIA for changing some things, like limiting background noise and noise coming from the speaker. So that might actually be why. So I might need to make it less of that. But yeah, this is the game right now. This is the visuals. We have the swimming, new animations. New build system as well. I revamped the entire build system. We do have animals as well, like a base AI. Let me show you the new build system. I'm gonna do just cheat.free. And I'm gonna do sheet.god because I don't want to die if I do crazy time skips. I need to update the icons, but we can do like this similar stuff. It's very convenient. Like building now is very natural. There can always be improvements, but it's definitely not terrible. Maybe platform plank. It just kind of works. But it's much more natural than it was. It's less janky, which is good. Looks nice, thank you. Yeah, it's very convenient. Like Blank wall, maybe. Still not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. Because it's much more natural how it connects things now. We have the pillars, you know, you can connect this as you want. Stuff like that. But it's still not perfect, like mentioned. But it's definitely a big improvement from what it used to be. Yeah. But yeah, that's basically the new setup for things. Make a tiny roof here. Platform in between. So why not? And we still have the shelter thing. You can see it here, which means we're currently sheltered. So if I step out here, I will get exposed. So you can see it disappeared. If I get here, I'm gonna get sheltered from the weather conditions, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's definitely getting way nicer in general to do things. Put down a storage container, maybe. It's broken right now, so I'm not gonna open it. It's fixed, but not in this current build. Makes you want to go work on the game, but you're gonna go to bed. Yeah, man. Let's go to, we have nice weathers as well. Heavy rain. I don't remember if it's heavy thunder. No, weather.list. These other things are fixed as well. What's it called? Storm, thunderstorm, right? Yeah. This is also gonna get fixed. This is because the fog doesn't work right now with the fog doesn't work with the water, but I know there's a fix for it. I just haven't gotten around to do it. Yeah, so this is a perfect reason why you would, like, in this kind of weather, you would get some shelter, check out the rain, wait it out, you know, down a campfire, which is also slightly broken. Log, 5 logs maybe. Just get those, put them in there, and then I'll make hand drill. Usually, I won't do it, but item.add. I'm gonna get ember from it. Light the campfire. The particles, it's the same issue here. They get hidden by the fog because of like transparency layers, but we're gonna fix it. Yeah, just lighting a nice campfire, or maybe even switching time of day, like 45, and then we have weather dot set heavy snow instead. switching over to getting that snow going. Just letting it grow. It's a bit slow, but we're gonna get there. See? The glimmering is a bit broken. I need to fix that. It's way too overkill. It doesn't filter itself properly for the point. That being said, at least it's pretty good. I want to switch out the particles as well. But you see the snow is growing at least. Particles should be in the front and up. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so here's the snow as it is right now. Let's do weather dot set. Just clear it for now. Of course, I also need to make it so that when it's winter, we switch out the water for ice, which is literally just going to be a plane. Just going to be a plane covering the water instead. And have some nice ice texture to it. I don't think we're going to make it more complicated for now. There's no reason. Yeah. Kind of the game. Of course, we can chop down things still, which is fine. We have much better animations and sound effects. We made it. We switched from doing actual physical hits to there we go. Boop. So this is because the tree gets away because of we have like tessellated snow, but we don't track the trees right now anymore for the snow. Ice fishing, definitely. We're definitely gonna do ice fishing for sure. Not sure when we'll do it, but we'll do it. Oh, I get a chance to chop it down before it falls. Yeah. And this is the broken aurora. These white ones, the shader is broken, so it's just white. But this is supposed to be the aurora, of course. So I'm gonna have to fix that as well eventually. But yeah. That's it. That's what we got so far. We have a lot of exploration, multiplayer, still working, stuff like that. But yeah, we're really getting to a phase where it's fun because we actually get to do a lot of gameplay now. We're cleaning up bugs, and then we're gonna make sure to just gonna push this onto itch so that people can start playing it, because we find ourselves being stuck in this. It needs to be perfect before people do it or try it out and blah 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 blah. But we just want to grow our community and start getting feedback, even though it's a broken mess. I feel like if people know it in our community that it's broken, then it's fine. At least then they can try it out and they can, we can go from there. I don't see a value in us holding on to things and just trying to make them perfect before people give their input and feedback. So we're switching to that kind of mindset now. We're just gonna focus a lot on gameplay, and the graphics are gonna get to kind of lag behind for now, which I think it's totally fine. Stick. Rock. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna finish this off here. It was a nice short stream. It's good seeing you, Tom. It's been a while. Make sure you pop in now that I'm back streaming. Make sure to release that video so I can watch it and like it. Always good. Always good watching your videos. They're good. Alright. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm gonna head out, get some breakfast. Then I'm gonna continue working off stream. It's good seeing all of you. Have a good one. No pressure, Tom. Thank you. Enjoy your sleep. Alright. Bye-bye.